have a leaker, bullseye 28683, 23,000.
Viper, can you deal with the leaker or no?
Yeah, I'm dealing with it. Box 2.
Flight plan overview. We all have exactly the same flight plans. Waypoint 1, Marshall's out over the water in safe space. Waypoint 2 is the IP, which is more or less due west of the objective by a certain amount of distance, probably 30 nautical miles or so. And it's the last safe space we have before we trespass the SA-2. And once the SA-2 site is destroyed, the F-15s and F-18s will come in and blow up as much as they can in a timely fashion to kill everything inside the civil shipping. No, don't kill anything in the civil shipping zone. Look how easy it is. There's 3 big daggers of ports, and we're just not going to kill anything on the 2 southern tips.
But there's still something we're getting used to in DCS coming from BMS. So the thing I noticed that bullseye is not automatically activated. So I learned this after the mission, so I had to go to list, 0, and then 8 for bull, and then you press 0 to activate it. When I had it off, which is the entire mission I had it off, I did not have it activated. The bullseye here is actually, it uses your active steer point for bullseye. That's what it uses right there. So if you change your active steer point, it changes those numbers based on the active steer point. Also, it doesn't have your own ship bullseye in there as well, so I thought that was weird as well, but I was busy doing stuff, so I didn't really worry about it. So that's just what I wanted to say before I do the mission, and hopefully you enjoy it, and see ya.
Falcon 2, green jets taxiing.
Enfield 1-2, hold position. Enfield 1-2, hold position.
1 is rolling.
1-2, hold position. Enfield 1-2, hold position. 2 roll. Enfield 1-2, hold position. Enfield 1-2, hold position. Enfield 1-2, hold position. Enfield 1-1, clear to taxi to runway 23. Enfield 1-2, hold position. Pushing to hold short, runway 05.
Falcon switching to tower, or tactical. Falcon 6 minutes out, IP. 2 switch sites. I thought it gave you how much time is left to get to your point in on the HUD, but I guess it doesn't, so I gotta do some math.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Falcon 2 IP pushing target. Alright, 2 left.
So I got no other reference. I'll hit NOE about 35 miles out from 3.
Copy. 2, you can go and split off if need be.
Eagle and IP holding for door. Copy, I'll swing south.
Baguette crashed again. I won't be rejoining.
2 is active.
2 is active.
Going NOE.
Copy. Gonna skirt it right now. I'm 35 miles out, going south. Direction going north. I'm gonna do split it off here.
Copy, I'm gonna make it 140. Viper's that's door open. Do you need more time?
About halfway between you and the target, so technically it should be good, but do 1 more orbit over there.
Understood. We'll buy more time for you. Yeah, I got a mud too, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, same. I'm at orbit at the 28 mile mark, so let you flow in.
Copy, I'm slowly swerving to the east.
For the harm, I have 2 minutes of airtime for the harm at this distance.
Copy, I'm 3 minutes 14 out.
I'll be finishing my orbit here. See, what's the time now for you?
1 minute 40 seconds. Or excuse me, 2 minutes 40 seconds.
Oh, copy. Need to wait another 40 seconds. Falcon, Magnum SA2, 1 minute 15 seconds.
Perfect, I'm 2 minutes out right now.
Falcon Mud 2,
Switching air to ground.
Arm 30 seconds.
Copy, 20 miles out.
Eagles departing IP for press.
Affirm.
Point pushing IP.
Magnum SA2, 1 minute 15 seconds. And shack on the first one, or timeout on the first one.
Copy.
SA2 down, repeat, SA2 down.
SA2 down, alright, all players, let's get this done.
Copy, Prime, I'm gonna bomb some shit anyway.
Affirm, Falcon 1 going air to air. Timeout on second harm.
I'm just gonna drop my dumb bombs and I'll meet you up north.
Copy.
Yeah, I got some launchers, I'll get here. Bomb's gone off to the north. I'm gonna climb up to altitude.
Affirm, right above you, Angels 2-8.
Copy.
Do the southern leg, so I'm turning left.
Got some bad guys to the east on Lincoln. Hot at 19,000.
Copy, yeah, set up a grinder. Oh, you go ahead and continue left. I'll go on hot. I'm at higher.
Copy. Yeah, I don't know what they are, but they're red.
Falcon commit single group.
Outlaw at Bulls 119 for 032, 2 ship 19,000 hot.
Falcon commit single group. Seems like it didn't give myself a third AMRAM here, so.
Yeah, I got 2.
I went through the thing, I guess I didn't do it, but oh well. Sorted left.
I'm gonna turn support you to the 2 ship.
Fox 3, bullseye 051, 25 left. Pitbull out.
Yeah, I'm sorted right. Looks like you got a splash.
Copy. Splash 1.
Off my FCR anyway. Yeah, 20 miles away, the guy's hot, and I'm not even in the DLZ yet.
You should be. You sure you're using your... Really should be.
Eagle 2, paveway, off north.
I'm gonna come back to you, Prime. I'm looking left.
Copy, I'm in hot.
No idea on splash.
Enemy AAA is firing over the porch.
Overlord, 1-1, in field, 1-1, declare.
Eagle 3, paveway, off north.
Overlord, 1-1, in field, 1-1, declare.
Hornet Eagle.
I think we have a leaker, bullseye 28683,
Overlord, 1-1.
23,000.
206, 410 at 21,000 knots.
Counter.
2's turning hot.
Eagle's flowing cold to IP. Viper, can you deal with the leaker or no?
Yeah, I'm dealing with it.
Roger that, we're flowing cold.
Field 1-1, Overlord, 1-1.
Fox 2. F-15 at 22,000, he's on your 6, I'm on his 6. Keep flaring. Fox 2, break, flare, flare. Fox 3, leaker.
2's visual splat.
F-15 down, no shoots. MiG-21 down.
Copy. Visual both splash.
Got a man down. Eagle 3 is dead, no shoot over the water.
Overlord, 1-1, in field, 1-1, requesting.
Eagle 1, resuming strike.
In field, 1-1.
Falcon.
Overlord, 1-1, clean.
So when I was giving the declare on that MiG, it didn't say anything.
This is 4 at flight. What's your status of targets? We're down
Yeah, me too. And right when I fired
Hornet
off,
Eagle has dropped, killed 1 missile boat
Yeah.
and damaged the frigate. We're re-attacking with 2 ships on the frigate, remaining missile boats. At this time, I would say continue striking your pre-planned targets.
One is
We're currently obscured by the smoke, so we'll go for alternatives.
one is down to 1 heater. 2, what's your weapons?
stand by. Middle of a trim here.
Coming left, orbiting.
One long stick, 2 heater.
Copy. Oh, wait a minute. So I changed the steer points, and it completely changes where the so wherever the your current steer point is, that's the current bullseye.
Holy mackerel, you're right. Brutal.
Brutal. Select traffic. Falcon 1, flight of 2. 24 miles south, inbound for overhead break, runway 05, I believe.
Select traffic, Eagle, flight of 2, 17 miles inbound for overhead break. We're going to break left. I don't know what side the tower's on. We're just going to break left.
Copy, Falcon, do the same, breaking left.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to left. I've got visual on you now.
Copy. Falcon 2-1, short final, Eagle in sight.
Springfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Falcon 2-2, short final, 3 miles out.
Springfield 1-2. Taxi to parking area.
Falcon 2-1 wheels down. Falcon 2-1 off runway out at Delta.
So our plan initially was to have Mailman go low from the south, and I'll just kind of follow the steer points with harms skirting the Wes here. I think I was using like 26 just from the distance from steer point 4. So I would keep going back and forth. So this is probably when it came. It was awake. So I started doing some S turns here. How far?
That's
am I?
very early.
How far? So it started to lock me up at this point. So I was just kind of going back and forth, seeing what it does, so I can have an out if it does launch. But 29 miles is retrospect now. I see it's kind of far for an SA-2. It's getting closer.
Hey, you listen to your RWR though, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
If it says it's screaming at you, I would do the same thing you're doing right now.
yeah, I have some feelings about how the RWR here is in this thing, but so I was going back and forth. Yeah, it's yeah, reasons. So I was just going around making sure I had an out, and it kind of locked me up there. So I launched a harm at it, and he was about 2 minutes out. I had about 1 minute and 40 seconds on my predicted time there, so it worked out well.
It was
Launched.
great that you were calling this info on package as well.
Yeah,
Because I would hack the time as soon as you called it. You were like, oh, 1 minute and 15 seconds. I was like, okay, perfect. Now I know
Perfect.
exactly when to
yeah.
expect
If
the
you
SA2
have
to go
with
down.
6-7 people in the package, not 37, it's you might as well just say everything over uniform.
Yeah, it was a little difficult, because since there's no data cartridge or anything, I just had to guesstimate how close I was to those mezzes. But
Yeah, that
because
wouldn't
there's
even-
no
yeah,
thread
that makes
rings
sense.
or PPTs or anything.
So
But
you
it
killed the
worked out.
track radar with that first harm. I want to say the IADS wasn't working.
Yeah,
that-
that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It was.
That looks
I
like a
had it-
dumb SA2 getting yeeted.
Yeah, we had the radar on RWR the entire time as well.
Yeah, I launched it, and then about 20 seconds after I launched it, or maybe 40 seconds, I launched another one, and then it's like right above it there. So after I launched this missile, I had a confirmed kill of it, and it disappeared off RWR.
How'd you confirm it with a visual? Or just the RWR
the
disappearing?
DCS tells you, and then secondary, it RWR went away, and yeah, mostly I don't know if I can turn that off, but DCS literally told me S70,
Yeah, there's a-
S75.
Yeah.
There's a
You
setting
can't turn
for
it off.
BDA in systems or something.
Sweet, I'll need to change that.
It should be turned off in the missions, but Eagle
Yeah.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
The mission editor way of setting mandatory settings is not very intuitive, so it's really easy to get it wrong.
Okay. So
Off the top of my head, I don't remember which way it goes.
okay. Yeah, so that was one of the two ways. The primary way is if you don't see it anymore, but also is to take that with a grain of salt, because it could just turn off. But being that DCS told me, we knew it was down. Then Mailman continued in. Thought you were a little bit closer than that. How far are you?
Yeah, I extended east too much.
16.
So
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that you killed it, because if not, it wouldn't have been suppressed by the time Mailman showed up.
Yeah, that's why I did it right after. I thought it was I thought it was within the in between my two shots.
yeah, that's a result of, like I said, there's nothing on your HSD to give you
Yeah, we had-
mezzes and all that. Yeah.
if we had proper
Yeah.
mission planning tools, you would have had waypoints and stuff. To
Yeah.
tell you how
Right,
far to
right,
offset.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he had
But,
an
you know,
island,
it is what it is.
a visual representation of an island here, and he used that for navigation.
Right on. So what does this attack look like? It's an NOE attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was NOE feet wet, all the way from feet wet, and I had two Mark E2s, so I was just trying to see how do a DCS
That's a
pop up.
thing of beauty. Look at that. Just
Nah, not
back it up
really.
so we can see that beautiful pop up. That was gorgeous.
Not really. It was too far out, but I wasn't sure how DCS would handle it. So, like in BMS, I would do this like at 5 miles. But I figured, well, I'm not sure how it works here, so let's just give it a try.
Oh, that's great.
And,
so 4G's up, flares end over. Now you're looking for the bad guy. And you're
Yeah,
scaling
and-
down
handle this
range.
by having a dude.
And
with
I
AK
could see the
shoot
fan
you
song.
in
The
head.
fan song was scrap metal, so I just went after launchers or whatever else I could get. So
Yeah,
Right on.
without computed pop-ups, that's a beautiful delivery.
yeah. So
Right
and,
back to
the-
NOE and then popping up
Yeah.
outside of its missile range.
Yep.
That's great. Nice job.
part of our plan, Prime's plan was we would just pop up altitude and then do cap. And here's me jettison
Yeah,
my.
jettison.
This is interesting. I went to the store's jettison page, highlighted the Mavericks, press pickle, and they launched. Which was, it's one way to jettison, I guess, but
I guess you'd have to jettison the pylons to get them off. They're on rails, so they have to go forward.
okay,
Oh,
yeah, that's
Double click the.
that's just something. Yeah, right.
So here,
All right. Well,
got the bullseye. Notice they were this way. Got them on data link as well. So I was high. So I started to turn. I started to turn left to start the grinder, but once I was aware that the 21s are there, I told 2 to go off because I'm higher. So I had 2 go off. I went in, and we set up the grinder that way. So I took the left.
so you guys wanted to build some offset to start a grinder.
Yep.
Oh, I like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I got the left one, held till Pitbull came off, and Mailman's in on this the right one here. So I think
Great comms during this engagement, by the way.
this is what happened. I think you launched, but it never actually did anything. It didn't even track.
Yeah,
So it just
I have a
continued.
good lock there, but if you look, he's 90 degrees to me. I wonder
Oh, yeah.
if that DCS notch, is that right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks like a notch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, see, I had a good lock on him, but as soon as the pickled boom lock was gone. It was, weird. But
No, not weird.
Hey,
So
here,
at this point, do you know that the first bandit's been splashed and that you're
Yeah.
taking the second
Yes.
one?
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
And plus, see, he sorted left to begin with, so I'm monitoring his while I'm sorting right, and I could tell, it's dropping altitude like a rock. It's dead, and then it disappeared off the FCR period, and
just for discussion, I want to hear your take on this. Why not bonsai?
well, there's no need to. I mean, I'm only 20 miles here, and I'm thinking I got an AMRAAM. This guy's dead. And-
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
turning out because you think the missile's tracking.
you're talking about
Prime.
talking about
I'm
mail.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
Mailman should bonsai.
sorry,
or-
I'm talking about mailman in like 30 seconds from here. He fires that missile, and then he cranks
yeah, well,
left.
Well, there's I'm thinking it's tracking exactly, and then I realized that the thing broke lock immediately. But,
Okay.
but at that time, I'm already cold and all that.
Yeah,
and,
okay, I hear
so-
you.
I guess this is where we get the leaker call.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
completely confused because I in my mind I thought that was a second group, and I was like, I don't remember a second group, but okay, here we go. So I see this guy because I heard Mailman do a Fox, and yeah, so I heard him do a Fox, all that. I didn't have any 21 or anything. I saw data link of friendlies over here. I saw a white contact over here. So like, okay, what is that? Locked it up, tried to get it declared, did that 3 or 4 times, and just got completely ignored by AWACS. So I was like, neat. So getting closer and closer, I said, leaker, bullseye, whatever. And at the moment, the bullseye, it was a dynamic bullseye for some reason. So whatever steer point you are currently, whatever active steer point is, that's what your bullseye will be on the FCR. That's what it uses as the anchor. So I gave a bullseye of, I think it was probably steer 4 at that point. So I had basically right over bullseye. So I said something, and when I was saying it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to what the bullseye was in my brain, because it was over here. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I continued the Fox, or tried to Fox. I couldn't Fox because I didn't know who he was first, and I saw all these people in there, so I didn't really want to Fox at that point. But I called the leaker bullseye whatever. But what I should have said was leaker over the target area, which made it a little bit more easier to mentally see what's going on here. So I saw him, got a visual and a PID, saw the F-15 off this way, was trying to get a lock. I saw you coming back in, so I didn't want to shoot either because you're coming back into my view there. So I tried to offset to a little bit to the left.
And he shoots the missile right now.
So I shoot my missile. It was a bad shot, but I had to get something because I couldn't shoot anything beforehand. So I got one missile off. It bit one of the flares. Full burner, bleeding off a lot of speed, trying to get missile lock. I tried. I saw the launch here, and I had the break, flare, missile inbound or something, but it was literally like a 2-second notice or something. Trying to get a lock.
This is one of those times where you're like, man, if only I had J-Max and an AIM-9X, you would have creamed him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get
I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead, Brian.
you're good. I was trying to get a lock here. He was gaining. I was slow, so he was pulling away from me by like 200 knots. So I didn't think a Fox 2 would suffice. So I switched to Fox 3 and I swacked him. And then
Nice.
That's a lovely shot, though.
Trying to regain SA here.
Yeah, Volk, you just drew the short straw, man. This is what is it? A package Q kind of issue, right? You're the very last guy.
So
There's
I
no-
was
No one else.
ready to hit air-to-air mode, but my bomb doesn't detonate until after I'm far out of parameters. Otherwise,
So all of us are in air to ground right here. You're the last person. All the F-18s are outbound too. If I'd been playing a little smarter with the package plan and had one flight inbound at a time, and we set up a big strike grinder, you would have had friendlies running right into this guy and supporting you. So this was a bit of a learning moment for me here. Was maybe a little too casual with the strike plan, and that cost you.
Your point about my going bonsai is right too. I should have done that. I just made it. This guy's dead. I'm gonna go off. But I should have stayed bonsai. You're right.
Well, it's easy when you've got the TAC view open, right? Hindsight is.
If you thought there was a second group as well, then yeah. I mean,
well, I knew there was only a pair of them, but that's just BMS mindset, In BMS, that guy had been dead, so I don't need to pay attention to him anymore. And
I mean, you can tell when the leaker call makes it through my brain, because you can see my speed immediately kicks up as I kick in the burners.
It seems like if you had flown an intercept course, at least you would have had options. When the AMRAM didn't work,
Oh yeah, no,
Maybe
I
flown
should have.
down the course,
There's
like, okay, well,
there's
at
no.
least
I
I'm
should have
there.
bonsai'd. No ifs, ands, or buts about. That's definitely a mistake on my part.
I think back it up like 2 steps. If the 16s would have called strikers flow cold, that would have cleared the air picture for them to continue to try, because like they had the missile and group ratio necessary to go deal with that threat, but everybody was commit on the striker side. Like he flies into all the blue players and it creates a targeting issue for lead, and it lengthened the kill chain. So
right.
I think one thing, like when you guys saw that there, the outlaw came and we had the MiG-21s fly out, we should have gotten a striker's flown cold, because like realistically time wasn't really an issue in this mission. It was just setting conditions for the strikers.
Yeah, we could have spun like 10 miles short of the target as well. We didn't have to go all the way back to IP.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, just like right there.
It's like Scope said, though. If I'd gone bonsai, that guy would have been killed before he even hit those mezzes, probably.
That was a badass call from lead, though. Like he, the fact that he called it, even though like right here it's obvious that like you want go 2-ship bonsai. Like the fact that he called a grind right there because you guys weren't in formation yet. Like that was pretty freaking cool. I think that the miss was we had a time to get the strikers out of the way for this impending fight.
And
But that,
no
yeah, that was
blame being
badass.
thrown around either, Mailman. This is it's not about one mistake that cost Valk. It sounds like we've identified a few cumulative mistakes.
Oh
that
yeah,
cost-
that's the way it usually goes. But no, you're absolutely right, Scope. I should have bonsai'd here. It never even crossed my mind, and so definitely, I should have.
Yeah, and if we'd called, strikers holds 30 seconds before this, no bombs have been released, so we wouldn't have wasted any bombs, and we would have all lived.
I
And-
kind of, as a
It's
little
okay, it's just
helmet fire in terms of why isn't this damn AMRAAM giving me a DLC,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
Yeah,
so-
that was
yeah,
concerning.
So I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking bonsai, but it's exactly. You're absolutely right, though, Scope. I should have pressed on him.
And I'll look
Oh,
at my
that's all
video,
good.
see if I see him on data link, 'cause I don't remember seeing anything over there. It was just my radar happened to scan him and see him there when I was like here.
Yeah, we had a great sword going, Prime, and just my missile went ballistic.
In the F-15s, we also could have, had our air-to-air radars up because we didn't end up using the air-to-ground radar at all to get a lock.
Yeah.
No, but I did have the air-to-air radar up. The problem is that without a backseater, you get extremely task saturated watching the targeting pod and and the guy on the ground, right? And we had bombs in the air at that point, so it would have been great to have a Wizzo because then the pilot can be heads up, have control of the air-to-air radar, and just ignore the targeting pod. Oh yeah, just let me know if we're masking. But in this case, I think it was just great bad timing. Look at this. I've got my first bomb in the air when I should have committed on this guy, and I'm just
if we had
ignoring it.
Wizzos, it would have been a different.
Yeah, but see, he should be a millisecond from being dead right now. So
They should have been dead.
My not going bonsai created this chain of events, and
it's all good.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just a learning point for myself, and but it's just more of me getting used to the two different games more than anything.
Yeah, you had.
What's really impressive is, oh sorry.
Oh, you had lock to be able to shoot the thing, so it should inertial navigation know that it's going this way really fast. So it should.
What was the distance like at release? Like how far?
12, 13 miles.
Yeah, 15 miles.
15 miles.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you're just outside of Fox 2 range. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the radar of the F-16 is not gonna find him, like is the radar of the A-120 gonna find him? Oh well.
Well, right then when I I didn't notice it broke lock till I was already 90 degrees in turn, but I should have just kept committed, switch to dogfight if I needed to, and he would have been dead. And
and to wait to see because he's perpendicular, so it should like immediately go this way. So if you're watching it and it just goes straight, and you're like, that didn't track at all, that's another thing to kind of look at.
Yeah, that was a what the fuck?
Like what?
In the 16, can you shoot at a timed out contact, like something that it's about to time out, like something that is timing out?
Can you shoot?
Is that something that happened?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you shoot like a ghost track, you're saying?
Yeah, ghost track.
Oh, probably in DCS. Yeah, seems like it. But it should. I don't know if it had movement, lateral movement, but it should know that it's moving to the right, and it should like predict which way it's going.
That was a single target track shot, also, for what it's worth.
I think we collected learning points.
But depends when you shoot.
We've beaten this one to death, and so too have we beaten Valk to death.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out, though, Scope. Otherwise, I might have missed it. So.
No worries. So, this ends with another strike ongoing. So let's take a look at the strikes. These should be relatively quick to watch through, and let's just see what stuff we can improve on in these strike profiles. Pretty simple stuff here. So this is, I'll just go through the F-15 stuff and then hand it off for the F-18 stuff. There's a GBU-24 release on the frigate, and that goes well. But look at all this. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we were seeing the CWIS on the targeting pods. We were trying to call this out but we couldn't tell what was going on. We knew we didn't have any friendlies down there. I started assuming later in the plan that this was them shooting at the Mavericks, but we didn't have any visual indication. We weren't hearing rifle calls. So this was not enough. This is a small frigate. This is not a big ship. This GBU-24 exploded, and there was no other visual damage to the craft. There was no smoke. There was no fire. Nothing like that.
I think that the thing to mention here is that originally we'd briefed that we would all target the frigate, but then we decided that 30-second spacing wasn't enough. So
right.
we were, so originally we were all going to drop our GBU-24s on it and then just retarget if we missed. But we decided that we were going to switch that up so that we had GBU-24s to bomb it later if it didn't die to the first one.
Yeah. So there's actually basically a 30-second drop timer here. So this is 30 seconds later, it hits, and you were about 15 seconds behind me. So yeah, we definitely couldn't have kept hitting that same target. So it was good that we had other things to do. So here comes in GBU-10, kills this Molnaya. These guys had very impressive CWIS, but more importantly, as soon as they blew up, they created a massive smoke screen. So this is the only attack we're able to accomplish on a west to east vector, and all of our other attacks, you'll see we offset south to avoid all this smoke. I don't know if this, and in fact, I suspect it wasn't blowing at, from 050. It didn't look that way when we were prosecuting it, but the smoke was definitely something. If I were to reattack this, I would pay more attention to wind direction and expect that if we're blowing up ships, we're going to get a whole lot of smoke that is going to obscure our field of view.
It's pretty cool to see, though.
Oh, look at that! It did engage the AGM-65 and successful shoot down.
So, which is almost a nice thing. I was really worried that was flak and that they were shooting up high against us, but GBU-10.
I saw them firing and called AAA over the target.
Yeah, and then here's Volk. And again, we're concentrating on the real mission, the mission that matters, and that goes right through another cruiser. Or sorry, not cruiser, missile boat. Then Volk comes off and gets killed. And again, F-18s, I'm not ignoring you. We're just going to do this one flight at a time for ease of use. So this is where Skynet and I come off. We see all this smoke. We've gotten a BDA. The targeting pod in the F-15 is pretty nice. You get a lot of unmasked visibility. So we come in on more like a southwest-northeast vector to avoid all this smoke. And at this point, we've already identified, okay, the frigate is still alive. We're going to have to reattack it. So
and this is where I get it wrong.
We're just going to keep... Oh, this is... I thought you dropped in front of me on this one. No, I guess not. So I target another cruise or another light boat, kill that.
It's the next one. I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, okay. So Skynet comes in, and this is another one on the frigate itself.
And at this point, the TAC view says it dies.
So it's on fire and is burning and stuff.
Yeah.
But the visibility is still poor. What you'll see here is Skynet overtakes. He cuts short, and I cut long. So Skynet comes in, and now we're reattacking the same boat. We really want that frigate to die.
Originally, we were going to reattack other things because you said you were going to go for the antenna.
Yeah.
And then I see the boat there, and it doesn't look like it's on fire. So I go, the boat's not dead. Let's just both drop our G10s on it to make sure it's dead.
To be fair, you hit right where it used to be.
I saw it hit the helicopter deck.
I had very poor visibility on this one. You can see by the time I drop, I should have been holding this vector, and I'm a little too tight, so I get poor visibility on the outbound. I'm surprised that hit where I wanted it to. But those were good strikes. We killed the boat. It was, that AAA, the CWIS was really just confusing, I think, for us. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Gumby, I'll hand it over to you. Between you and Shadow, you guys want to talk about the F-18 It looks like you guys had more fun doing these strikes. It looks like you got some really cool effect.
Yeah, no, it was fun. One of the problems is some of our targets aren't showing up in TAC view because I think they're statics.
Roger.
So we're gonna have that issue. But yeah, first attack. Yeah, CWIS was active and shot down one of our AGM-65s. That's that first one dead.
Can
We
I
only get one other one off. Yeah.
can I chime in there? What's happening?
Yeah, of course.
So the idea here was to offset, and while we were offsetting, we had a set speed that we had to follow. And as we were offsetting to hit the target off axis, so we're not on top of below the strike eagles. We were also supposed to go into trail, but I mismanaged that whole situation. So by the time we're turning in, we're already in range. And we also briefed right turns after releasing weapons. I'm not sure why -2 turned left there, maybe because of spacing.
Yeah, I was just getting butted up against the Wes there. I was like, I can't turn right anymore.
All right, yeah, because I saw that on full-on attack once you were still going left.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, after that, I just got my head. Yep.
Anyway, about the CWIS, I would suggest that future times we brief what capabilities the ships will have, because I was thinking that, and realistically speaking, if bombs were modeled more in depth in DCS, those CWISs will be also shooting down the bombs. But my train of thought was, if we can fly over the targets and bomb them, then they should be pretty much. I was expecting them to be dead in the water, not be doing anything. I'm not sure how they're not shooting missiles, but shooting with CWIS. Anyway, I guess our first couple of missiles.
You were briefed on near zero chance of them shooting missiles at us. That was all the information we had to go on.
Well,
so that they started firing at the missiles was not expected, but it's definitely something that should be in the back of our minds.
Yeah, usually when you plan such a missile, you kind of expect capabilities that you should, expect.
Yeah, do it better.
Sure, but the mission maker had already left. We were just rolling on what we knew.
Yeah, so anyway.
Intel guys are never good.
Anyway,
I think this comes back to the we need a slide with threat capabilities.
100%.
Anyway, I think after the first pass, our shots were pretty much good, because I didn't see any, at least from the quick tag view scroll, I didn't see any more CWIS after the first engagement. So our first pass, our first couple of passes were on the speedboats near the pier, but after the smoke came up, it was near impossible to actually see them. So we switched up targets. That's that. About the leaker, I don't think I heard that call. That's maybe on me. I mean, that is on me. I didn't hear it. But I saw the on the SA page that there was a contact in between us, but I know that my mission is to strike, and there's a lot of people that have the task to cover us, and nobody was calling shots on the package channel that, hey, somebody has to engage this shit. So I was just kept on going with my mission. And yeah, that's that. I'm just curious to see what happened with the missiles, what we hit, what we didn't hit. And yeah, that's that.
Right on.
Yeah, so about weapon choice. So this missile is the only one from the first round that's going anywhere. And it's supposed to be targeted on these speedboats over here. But I think maybe they're too small, so you'd have to get really close. We're using the IR maps for them to pick it up. So it just chooses something else, like maybe one of these tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'll get blown up too.
Yeah, I think the second round is when we start
of.
going to hit. Right here. I think these are going to hit.
All right, here's the next one.
Can we go back? We have a safety of flight here from 2 on 1, just at weapons release. Yeah, second pass, 2 shooting. Continue. And then right here, just wait for the weapon release. And top tip right there. So if you look at 2's weapon passing behind 1, didn't have a clear field of fire. It's valid valid employment. However, in the 1 mile trail, we kind of got stacked up and shot past lead. Of course, didn't come close, but still there's potential for something bad to happen there. So no go
I'll
on 2.
expect your wings on my desk in the morning.
Yeah.
So what, you should have been offset?
Yeah, like I knew
right.
like he's gonna be coming off to the right, so yeah, I should have just cranked left and then waited for him to pull and then shoot my missile. But like if you look around when I depressed the pickle button, like he was still right in front of me. Like I was shooting through him, and like he could have easily turned to my missile. So bad on me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, good call.
All right, so that one gets taken down. I don't know what's over there. Something's over there.
Yeah, it was a
small
tug.
boats.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was 2 small boats parked next to each other.
All right, yeah, so this is mine. You know, actually, I'm not. I think I also targeted this at maybe one of these tugs, and it goes somewhere.
Kaboom.
Maybe into a tug. I'm not sure. I didn't realize those were tugs at all. I had no idea.
On the last pass, 3 suggested that we offset further, so further north, so our attack passes were north
I
to
think
south.
Discord's crapping out on me. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is a good idea, good call. If
That's all the
the
answer I
winds
need.
in the briefing were actually what was the situation happening, but we already committed to this plan, so we kind of maybe we screwed it. We screwed.
Uh-oh. Hey, you're back.
All right, so it looks like this second shot from -2 goes into a tank.
Oh, Discord really doesn't like my connection tonight.
Yeah, mine too, Skull.
There we go. Okay, I can hear people again.
All right, third attack, yeah, coming in kind of north-northwest to the south. We could actually see some stuff through the smoke. I don't know what were you shooting at, one?
This third pass, I targeted the Hue pad, the helicopter on the pad.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, it looks like you had a freighter.
Yeah, that's the one I saw on fire when we were egressing.
I guess we should have went with the laser maps.
Yeah, these iron maps turn out to be not super reliable. I think this actually, my third hit actually does hit the ammo dump, but
yeah,
that's
the seeker's just saturated.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit to see.
Yeah,
especially
I mean, DCS, it just kind of locks onto things. So,
did you hit?
I think it hit the ammo dump, but I was hoping to get. We were already flowing out, and I couldn't see it. I was hoping to get BDA from the Strike Eagles, but I think they were maybe also gone.
Do you see it on the tag view? Can you go back to the missile?
No, it's a static, so you can't see on the tag view.
Yeah, but I know where it is. Like roughly, can you just go on the missile?
It hit in the right spot. Yeah, right behind that ship.
Okay, then yeah, we got the ammo dump. That's good.
I got some BDA footage, but with the smoke and stuff, it's not fantastic.
And I think -3 is targeting the tower here. -2.
Yeah, last hit I was targeting tower.
Which is also not a static, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for us.
Yeah.
Right on.